Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're going to talk about our contacting case or our tracting case.
That's right. This is the case that goes everywhere with you.
And hopefully you've already seen it on our previous video, but today we're going to give you a few more extra hints about it.
That's right. We've got our giveaway Book of Mormon, pens, pencils, things to organize, plus this 3x5 card. This 3x5 card is now going to be turned into my journal.
That way you're not having to keep a bunch of extra journals on your mission. This helps cut down weight to save money on overweight fees.
That's right. So this one card is going to last us how long?
That one card will be a 1-week card normally, and you can do 2 cards in a week if you need to.
Now that is not very big for that 1 week. So for example, on one line, keywords,
experiences, items like that that remind you of stories. What you're going to do is create a story journal. So as you go across here and write your daily stories in a single line to remind you, then on P-Day,
you then get to write home to Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad will love to hear this.
You'll choose your 5 top stories, so send home at least your top 5 stories.
You can then attach pictures or whatever. That way you're not losing pictures, you're not losing the stories. You're going to get now the bigger version of that story, and you'll be able to have it date stamped as you go back and forth in your emails.
Sisters will be able to keep over 400 stories. Do you know how many lessons that takes to teach 400 stories?
How many talks? How many talks you're going to have to do when you get home too?
Elders, 500 stories.
That's fantastic.
But you do need to keep a couple other journals. We're fibbing them a little bit. This isn't
That's
going to be our only journal.
That's true.
So
what are some other ones?
You got to have a spiritual journal. Elder Scott talked about a spiritual journal. This is where you get those special inklings, and you're going to write those down. Sometimes those will turn into stories that will end up on your card because it had to do with an investigator or some experience. But those are those special moments that you need to have, that you write down.
That's great.
Your other journal?
The other journal, I call it my yearbook journal. Other people might call it a cool guy journal. But nowadays, they're wanting us to go social media. Social media is huge. You've got Facebook, email, Twitter, all those kinds of things with social media. That social media is then going to be in our yearbook journal. You're not going to write into it. Your investigators, your members, everyone else will give you that information, because once you are called to go on a mission, you're never released from that mission. You will always go back to that mission. That communication will be forever.
So you need to have a yearbook journal and a spiritual journal, and then this becomes
that yearbook journal,
your story journal. This is the one that you're going to write your stories on and send home to Mom and Dad.